All right, we have, for the first time in a long time, a new chapter of Shin Kurosawa, the new legend of the strongest man, Kurosawa. In the last one, he was returning back from his evening entertaining the Americans with the Buddhist temple on top of the world, with a bag full of delicious hot pot ingredients, thinking he would be the savior and star of the show that night at the riverbank encampment. But turns out they had spent the whole night partying with the college art students, the ones that were so fascinated with their hideousness so many arcs ago. And now Kurosawa is begging on hand and knee, please, one more night. Sounding like the ED of Girls' Last Tour. More one night, more one night, more one night, more one night. Onegai. So let's see what happens. Will he get to party with the girls after all? Will his hot pot ingredients go to waste? Will he resume his lifestyle at the encampment? Please stay one more night. Eager for a couple more nights. He pleads hard. And it's been so long since we've seen these other homeless guys, but I think I can still remember. This guy's kind of like the foreman. He was one of the ones that's kind of the major decision makers and strategic thinkers among their group. And this guy over here was the former businessman who used to be quite prosperous and had a family or something, and then just sort of let everything slip and now has slipped all the way down here to the river. This is not gonna work. And why would it? The thing that brought these girls here in the first place, this whimsy of theirs, is a rarity. And those girls, they said they wanted to draw Kurosawa and Kojimon. That was their main objective way back. They went to the pool with them, and they even paid that surprise visit last night. A pair of free-spirited and spontaneous art college girls who keep taking unexpected turns. This is an interesting character profile that Fukumoto has set up for these two. It's I don't know. In some ways, you get the sense that they're trivializing the life and struggling of these homeless people by kind of showing them this fleeting, haphazard kindness, these random outbursts of charity rather than kind of a systemic helpfulness. But at the same time, they are showing them some sort of kindness. They are showing them some sort of appreciation, even if it is for, questionable aesthetic reasons. And no one else is doing that. Very few other people are doing that. There was the guy that was bringing them the bentos from the convenience store, but very, very few people show these homeless encampments the time of day at all. So I don't know. Who can say? Who can say? Bound to say no to his request for more nights. It just won't happen. So I'd appreciate if they're willing to stay. Obviously, that's what we're all hoping for here. Sure. Dang. It's the art student party round 2. Let's go for one more night. They're here, the Riverside Angels. What a miracle. Kojimon is freaking out. Kurosawa busts out of the hypothetical barrel. After suffering within the real barrel, he breaks out. He just broke out of his barrel. Well, just eat and sleep is all. That's fine. That's just fine. And then they go and party in the river once more. They make the mega hot pot this time, with Kurosawa's contribution too. They've got beer. The old soldier guy is happy. Kojimon is happy. Kurosawa is so happy he's crying. He's having fun. Oh, Kurosawa. Kurosawa. What a strong human being. You know how strong you have to be. You know how courageous you have to be. I'm going to be maybe surprisingly serious here. The courage to say, I am having fun. The courage to, in the moment, realize, oh, these are the good times. Oh, these are the good times. Things might not be this good all the time. Things may never be this good again. To be able to, in the moment, acknowledge that actually takes, I think, a lot of courage. It's so much easier to just let it happen, to let it slip by, appreciated, but unacknowledged, into memory, and then later mourn, later go, oh, if only I had one more night. If only I could go back to that time. If only I could remember a little better just how good things were. If only I knew at that point just how much of a good time this would be. That's a lot easier. It's no better, but it's easier. But to truly live a beautiful life, you have to be willing to step into the future during the present and look back and say, yes, this was it. This is when I was having fun. And it might make you cry. It may make you scream. It might make you lose something of the moment for a bit if you let yourself have that perspective. But it's an act of courage. What am I talking about? Does this make any sense? I don't know. I was thinking about something like this a bit ago. Just last night even. I was eating a katsu sando that I had made with my friends. I said, I'm really happy right now. And it kind of shook me a bit. Oh, yeah, I am really happy right now. Oh, man. What'll happen? But I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I have the perspective that in those moments I can say, well, this is a good time. So looking back on it all just now, any way you slice it, this is 10,000 times more fun than yesterday. Wow. Sure, I got to see lots of Bunny, Bud, and cheerleader girls yesterday, which was pretty cool. This isn't even an exaggeration. This is all part of the welcoming party. But this just isn't the same. Women aren't all about numbers. Do you only notice that now? One girl is all you need. The mutual love between us and... I don't know. Kurosawa's all over the place right now. I don't know if the lesson I was trying to instill at all applies to what's actually happening in the series. It just made me remember that kind of... that feeling of sentimentality for the present. It's time. Okay, what is about to happen here? Please fulfill my wish. The thing is, we came here today, or more accurately yesterday, because I want you to do us a favor. What in the world? I want you to do us a favor. What could these homeless bums... even Kurosawa, what could they do? Zawa, 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 zawa. Expected things to not end here. Well, you know, it actually happened. Exact same thing we went down with Master Shonen. Hot pot followed by a favor. Has to be a sign of something bad to come later. What could it be? What could it be? More art school stuff? Oh, our drawings of you did really well. They want you to come in so they can see the model, so they can understand the life story that we were trying to capture. Something like that, I don't know. Truth is, this is my daddy's dearest wish. Fake boyfriend? No. You know, oh, my dad's trying to fix me up with this arranged marriage. I just absolutely can't stand the guy. I need someone really repulsive, someone really unacceptable to kind of throw, I don't know. I don't know how that would help. Wait, I don't get it. Maybe not that. So please do me a favor and avenge him. What? Of course, there had to be a daddy involved. It was a wild one, so she must have someone like that. So Kurosawa is reading daddy as like a sugar daddy, I guess. Not as like my actual father. That, based on his reaction, I think so, but I don't really know how that phrase is used in Japan. Like, I don't know exactly what that would be implying. But I assume that I think it's going to be her actual dad. Maybe it's some freshman slaying old man in an art college, an unfriendly professor. Chagall and Monet have in common is that they're both such and such. More importantly, looking at you made me want to draw for the first time in a while. Will you model for me? Kurosawa Kurosawa, stop getting mad at a hypothetical. This is just something that you came up with in your head. You don't have to be mad. This person doesn't even exist. Oh man. I like these shots of an art classroom rendered in Kurosawa style. We're going to be reading... I don't know why I keep doing these lead-ins to other videos when they don't really get uploaded in this sort of linearity or watched in this sort of ordering, but we're going to be reading some Blue Period. I would love to see Kurosawa do an entire manga about art school, because all of these mangaka and stuff, even if they didn't attend, they obviously have some perspective on art school. They probably have friends that went to art school. They probably considered going to art school. They have an image of art school in their mind, founded through all of these experiences, whether first or second hand. And I'm sure Fukumoto's would be incredibly unique, just incredibly strange, to be honest. And I would love to see that. So this is our little glimpse of Fukumoto Art School. He gets to draw her naked. Well, isn't that great? How hard do you think the men of this world have to work to get through that board game? Oh, man. There's breaks. Half nude. Can go back to the beginning. Break. Overnight stay. All nude. He gets to reach the nude part in one go. Talk about a predatory shortcut. Yeesh. And then his fantasy just continues. Kurosawa cannot help himself. This doesn't make any sense though, because if she's coming to you with a request, what does this whole scenario have to do with a request? How does any of this add up to her going to ask you for a favor? It doesn't. It's just Kurosawa's frustration and madness. For longer than the two of them will... I gotta avenge a normie like that? Me? Taking revenge? Will it be me? No way. That's so unreasonable. I may clear the professor of any regrets, but I won't stop feeling sorry for myself. This is nonsense. Kurosawa, this is all nonsense. I don't know what that professor went through, but maybe he got his just desserts. Like, what professor? What are you talking about? Be a favor to me, too. It gets nasty. See, Misaki's father works as an Aikido teacher. Ooh, is it time for Kurosawa to fight? In the original series, there was quite a lot of fighting. It was one of like Fukumoto's kind of combat-oriented series. A lot of the major conflicts, although they had like a lot of personality behind them, that they were really very deeply interpersonal conflicts, mismatching ideologies, deep divides in how you ought to live your life. In the end, it often just came down to fisticuffs of Kurosawa using tactics and poop to get the upper hand against people that were physically stronger than him. And also just getting the shit kicked out of him and not really caring. It's been a long time since we've seen Kurosawa fight. I don't think he's really fought at all in New Kurosawa. But maybe this is the direction it's going. Has he fought in New Kurosawa? He fought like a... I have to reread this series. So much stuff has happened. He fought somebody in the supermarket. One of the employees in the supermarket? Is that right? Geez. Anyways. This other bad Aikido teacher. Yeah, it's the father. Otosan. Otosan. Say father, does that mean he's legit? Kurosawa's got his fists up. He's like trying to fight his own imagination. He just wants to hear it's not some creepy professor. It's true. Oh my god, did someone assault your father? I guess I can't ignore something like that. Alright. Things took a dramatic turn. Kurosawa seems like he kind of wants to do it. Doesn't want to avenge a so-called daddy, but a legit father. That's a whole different story. Avenging a father. I'll obviously be thanked for that. Look at this punk that Kurosawa is shaking down. He kind of looks like Kazuya, no? Like a young Kazuya. Hey, what's the big idea? I was going to become a good person and donate my father's money to philanthropy, but instead I've decided to become a brat and torture people. Speak for you a moment, actually. I understand, Misaki. Ah, Kurosawa, no. And his buddy knows what Kurosawa is thinking. He can read it all over Kurosawa's face. The exact fantasy that is playing out. No, 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 that would never, ever, ever happen. No, 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 no. Kurosawa understands too well. But sometimes you just have to roll with the fantasy. Sometimes if you know it's going to be still something good in the end, still something that will make you happy and satisfied, then why not motivate yourself by pushing even further? But you really have to be confident that you won't be disappointed, though. Otherwise, you'll be very, very, very disappointed. May not be entirely out of the question. No! No, Kurosawa, no! I have no idea what, or even who we're dealing with, but you can leave it all up to me. Manliness seems totally illogical when viewed from the sidelines. True. This guy is shocked. Holy crap. Oh, he got a kiss on the cheek. Wow. So she calls up her dad, who's going to come and explain the situation in full. I think it'll probably involve Kurosawa getting into a fight. Just haven't seen that in quite a while. Oh, there he is. He's battered and beaten. The other bad Aikido teacher, I guess, got to him. Pretty hard. Truly ashamed. I must have told you this, but I work as an Aikido instructor. Summer we won the Aki School of Thought Aikido Championship. National convention we hold once every 4 years. Sure, made it to the finals, but when we did reach the finals, my opponent, the showdown, Aman Koinosuke's camp said this: I need you to lose this game. Ooh. So there's some shady fixing stuff going down. By the way, I love these little shots of Aikido. Drawn again in Fukumoto's signature, kind of detailed, precise, and yet sort of distant, indifferent. You know, it's just the standard kind of Fukumoto depiction. There's no intense, super close-up of someone's face or some dramatic paneling or something. It's just, yeah, this is what it looks like. I don't know, I can't help but get attached to things like that. So it's a fixed game. Actually, I refused at first. I did refuse, but my opponent in the finals, Aman Koinosuke, is the prince of our school. Rather very popular instructor. And just as they said, considering the development of the Aiki school, he needs to win. He needs to be the poster boy. Look at our champion. Isn't he handsome? You can learn from him. And then everyone signs up. Would be better if he was the winner, rather than a plain old man like me. This is... Whenever they talk about this in Sangatsu no Line, it just completely cracks me up. Shimada, stop winning. Shimada is too boring to win. Can someone handsomer please win? Like that mountain guy, mountain senpai. Reluctantly agreed. Politics at work, huh? Get that. Okay. Many of my students came to support me. Okay, this is difficult. I love this shot, by the way. Again, just the way Fukumoto draws these things is so fascinating to me. I have agreed to it, the promise that after enough clashing, I would only lose by a small margin. Once the game started, he took advantage of an opening I deliberately showed him. Oh, that's very interesting. I just really like the almost liminal stage at which this conflict is happening. He agreed to throw the fight, but in a way that would retain his dignity. Then he's being forced to throw the fight in a way that doesn't retain his dignity. So it really puts in the forefront the question of, like, where does the dignity emerge? Is it in the win? Is it in coming so close? Is it in fighting honestly? Is it in appearing to fight honestly? Like, exactly where is it that the line is drawn for her father here? Pummel me to the floor. A humiliating defeat in a 7-second match. The 500k yen they promised to give. Ooh, that's rough. That's rough. They treated me like dirt, so I got frustrated. In a frenzy, I went out that night, ambushed Koinosuke, who's going home on his own, and challenged him to a duel. This is really gripping. This, I don't know, this has the feeling of like a very nice literary short story. Just the sense of like just these small incremental betrayals. Not small, but you know, by stage, more and more betrayed until this breaking point, kind of the rules of engagement change to a novice like Koinosuke. However, when he shouted, his student bodyguards who were walking behind him surrounded me and beat me up. This is good. And now this transcendental element, Kurosawa, emerges to just rampage in his suit of spikes and poop. Who can stop him? Aikido means nothing when you're covered in poop. I hate to put it that way. You really got your ass handed to you completely and utterly. It's so frustrating. That's why I'm asking you to take revenge. Please, Master Kurosawa. Though, this is people say, known as paying for your mistakes. Like, kind of. But he really got betrayed. Like, maybe he shouldn't have trusted them in the first place. Maybe he shouldn't have had this distinction in his mind between an honorable win and a dishonorable win. But taking the money, that is definitely too far. That is just straight up betraying an agreement. It's good. It's good. It's good because I don't really know. I don't really know exactly where the lines of morality and justice are drawn in this story. Does this mean you're telling me to confront this Aikido teacher, this Koinosuke guy, take revenge on him? They nod. Yeah. Isn't that easy? Not happening. If we're talking to an Aikido teacher, I can never win. Listen to me. Be surprised how weak the Aikido school really are. This is a very weird sort of confidence. Okay, this is gonna be a fun arc. Kurosawa gonna go fighting, I guess. I don't know what to expect. I think I liked all the stuff in the original Kurosawa about the tactics of battle. Kurosawa finding these last ditch tactics to overcome a lack of technique or strength. So I would like more of that. I think that would be kind of cool. I would like to see a total subversion, of course, where Kurosawa comes up with some other plan in order to take revenge without direct fighting, without that sort of aggression. I don't know what'll happen. Very interesting. I hope we get more frequent updates. This scanlation group called Endless Moment has been picking up some Kurosawa series, or some Fukumoto series, which is fantastic. Thank you. So I hope they'll have the chance to keep working on it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how like far behind we are the actual publication or anything, so we'll see. It looks like, based on the image on MangaDex, they're up to volume 17. Okay, so that's a long way away. Yeah. All right. Well, hopefully we can get some chapters going, and we'll read them together. That'll be fun. Bye-bye.